The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. Only mode.
All right. Good afternoon, traders. Happy Wednesday. Welcome out to the Tradespoon live trading room. Stocks and options. My name is Scott. I'm the head trading coach here at Tradespoon. I'll be your host. Yeah, kind of a nasty day. I would actually think this is the day I'd want to come in, but it's light. Attendance is light. We'll get the stragglers coming in, but I'll tell you what, we're seeing a strong surge in the VIX today. Yeah, it kind of got nasty today, didn't it? All right. Let's get into it. My background: trading for a while, teaching for a while. The disclosures: be careful out there. We're not brokers, we're not advisors. Yada yada yada. Okay, well, let's talk about it. Yeah, Apple down 3%. Market's getting hit for sure. For sure. I need to get two things up here. Move this here. And I want this as well. Okay, let's start here. Let's start here with what's happening. NASDAQ's down 3%. Big tech earnings spark sell-off. We have Google, Alphabet, and Tesla that show some worries. Tesla slides as earnings fall short. The U.S. economy is showing signs of Goldilocks. I don't know what that means. Not a lot of news. So today is interesting. Let's bring up the SPY. $307 right now. 307, and we are at 38 million shares on 44 average. Yeah, we're going to get up. It's going to be another above average volume day, another breakdown. I think that market conditions have deteriorated somewhat only right now. Last week, my market posture to a 0.5. There was some volume concerns, which are continuing. There were some VIX concerns, which are also continuing. Those are my two biggest concerns. We're going to have another above average volume day as the market breaks down. That's concerning. Let's go back out to 6 months. However, we're still sitting on top of the 50. We had a nice run. We're above the 50. We're still at or around this old support level right here. So could we hold? Yeah. And would I still trade to the upside out of this? You know, sometimes I talk about stocks moving into what I would consider a consolidative situation, and I want to see it do something like this before I trade it. You can see just like back here, 1, 2, 3, right? I would say that's, to some extent how I see it now, but I'm still a 5 in my bullet. I'm still bullish. So will I try to trade at bottoms? Theoretically, yes. I wouldn't trade this one necessarily, but as you look through our watch list, there's plenty of things that look bullish. Don't think that like the sky is falling. Even Apple, as I showed that one, Apple still looks bullish overall. This is the old high, old support, new low, right at the same level, still above the 50. Earnings are coming up, but even Apple in technology looks fine. But here's Bank of America. That doesn't look scary to me. That looks fantastic. Strong trend, higher high, higher low. Stocks like BLDR, Caterpillar. Look at Caterpillar. What do we have? We have this sideways consolidation. So the selling stopped, but we still never saw the buyers until there. And there. And it broke out of that, made a higher high. Now we're looking for a higher low potentially. I'm still going to wait. I want to see something like this. I do think I have time before earnings to catch something. Looks fine to me. Looks great, right? Looks great to me. Give me your thoughts. Let's keep looking. So Alphabet ramping up its AI spending. Oh, yeah. Will it pay off? Of course it will. Because AI is amazing. I've used their AI. What's it called? I'm forgetting now. Copilot is Microsoft's. Wow, I can't remember. Very interesting. Okay. I'm a ChatGPT kind of a person. OpenAI. Interestingly, Microsoft owns half of it, of OpenAI. Hey, okay, good to see you. It's quiet in here today. Everyone's quiet. It's a somber day. A millennial who's been looking for a job for over 4 years says his degrees have offered little value. All right. What do you guess his degree is in? Master's degree in journalism. Master's in journalism. I don't even know what you'd go like. What journalism? You're just gonna go get a job with a newspaper, but yeah, that whole medium has changed. Okay, so here's the damage. S&P's down 2%, Dow's down 1%, NASDAQ 3.5%, Russell's down 1.5%. Oil is up marginally, gold is flat. Okay, what's on the calendar? Actually, tomorrow is when we actually get the news. Tomorrow and Friday. Tomorrow we get GDP and some jobless claims, but I'm not expecting anything unexpected there. And we're expecting a jump in GDP. So we're expecting to see increase in productivity. Great. We would love to see GDP move back to 2.5, 3 with interest or with inflation moving back towards 2. That's an ideal environment, an ideal circumstance. Speaking of inflation, we have PCE on Friday. That's the big one. We're actually looking for a slight uptick on the index, slight downtick on the year over year, a slight uptick on the core index, and flat on the year over year for the core. So that's really quite marginal. I mean, it's flat. It's not increasing. So if it comes out flat, I think that the market will be fine. It's expecting flat. If it comes out high, that September, that's September. Hey, Fred, good to see you. Well, glad you could make it. Yeah, if this number comes back even a little higher than expected, I think that's going to derail hopes for September. Let's look at it. Here's July. That's a week from today. You have a few up in the nights thinking maybe they get the cut next week. It would be a surprise, and we haven't had I don't think we've had a surprise since I don't think Bernanke ever did surprises. I think Bernanke was the first one who's like shifted to a more transparent Fed, which I disagree. I think we should go back to the Greenspan days. Greenspan is my favorite Fed. If there was ever an icebreaker question at a party where someone's like, "Who's your favorite Fed chairman?" Oh, yeah. I know a lot of people would probably also join me with saying Alan Greenspan. You don't think they would ask that question at a party? I don't know what kind of party you're going to. September. So September is now like this is not stay the same and change. This is stay the same, and that VIX is nasty, Fred. Indeed, this is stay the same and drop 50 basis points. This is not. This is like baked in. So if all of a sudden everyone's like, "Oh, wait a second," I don't know. Does the change in candidacy increase, decrease, or not change the likelihood of the Fed decreasing rates before the election? September's before. The November meeting is the Wednesday after. I think it's too easy. I've actually counseled Jer Bear. I said, Jer Bear, it's too easy. Just in September, say we see great progress and feel good. Like, just kick the can, one more meeting. Do it with verbiage that the market's like, okay, wink, wink, nod, nod. We know that the Fed needs to just push it. I think that. So the market is dying for this cut, though. This is one cut, two cuts, three cuts. And then here is December. One cut, two cuts, three cuts. So there's a 50+% chance of three cuts. Some people think it's September, November, December. Boom, boom, boom. I can't. It's the same. That's the same. Look how quickly the wishful thinking comes back. Think back in November, December. It was like, oh, we're going to UBS. The Swiss banking giant UBS came out and said, we think that the U.S. will cut rates 2.75% in 2024. 2.75. How much have we cut? Zero. Nil. Zilch. I think we might get a half. It's not even close to 2.75. Not even close. And then what happened? Then all of a sudden in February, we're like, oh, it's going to be in March and it's going to be great. It was going to be March. Here we are in July, wondering if it's going to be in September. So do we get euphoric and build up into it a little bit? Yes. What tends to happen? We tend to see these adjustments like this one here. That was definitely oriented around like the market getting ahead of itself for interest rates. We'll see what this is here. We're going to have above average volume. That's for sure. Yeah. Okay. What else? Stella says Stella was feeling pretty good, like I was, looking for this. And then this showed up. It's actually down here. So I think she's gonna get a little rattled by what we're seeing here tomorrow. But I still feel overall bullish. Just as a reminder, back here. Now I'm not gonna be very aggressive, but even in this area, 419, um, um, yeah, 419 through 425 ish. 419. So you can see my posture dropped from a 5 to a 3.5 to a 2.75, back to a 3. I don't know what I just did there. Sorry. Okay. And then right back to a 5. So am I thinking we may be facing something similar to this? Here you can see, I would actually put it closer to this level. And then it might have something like this, and then, okay. Okay. I have to put the party hat away. Yeah, I agree. We don't want to be rushing in. This is definitely a deteriorating market right now. I'm not saying we should be pulling the trigger here. I'm saying that if we stabilize, right? If you look, it took another 4 days. I would say that's very similar to what we're looking at right now. If this stabilizes in this window on this trend line, I'm going to be just fine with that. And I will definitely trade that. Will I trade it 7 to 10 trades, or will I trade it 3 to 5 trades? I would probably go more in the 3 to 5. Then on the next bounce, then I'm back to 7 to 10. Then I'm more aggressive again. So, yes. Did we look at the others? No, let's go to the others. Stella is... She's going to not like the cues, I believe. Yeah, that's going to probably get worse. A little bit of concern there for us as well. Chips are down. Apple still looks pretty good. Google's not great. Meta's not great. Chips aren't great. Apple can't do it alone. The Russell still looks okay. A lot of money flowing into small caps here lately with the renewed Fed boost. The Dow actually looks okay. I mean, really, everything looks fine, mostly speaking. Yeah, let's go look at the VIX and then get a quiz, then get to the watch list. Here is the VIX. Yeah. So, yeah, if you hedged here, I don't know. If you got rid of your hedge, I would have been like, yeah, it was not a lower, it was just one turn down. So I think you would still hold most of the hedge. This is reinvigorating. It looks very similar to back here, which is around the same period of time, right? You'll notice we have that same. Now we seem to be here. So is this going to go another little bit? Is there opportunity there? Some. More opportunity there, there, and there, right? I'm going to move this to the go SPY, and you're going to see how well those correlate. Yeah, I'd be pretty comfortable entering here for this move, and here for this move. This is not bad. You got a little piece. This one was great. You got a nice piece. This one just still had a little bit more to go, right? Little bit more to go. That's what we're seeing now. I think I'm for this to be a 5% consolidation. If it starts to get worse, then I'll think, oh, well, maybe it's going to be a 10% correction. I don't see it. I don't see it, but we'll see. Interestingly, if we go back an entire year, I'm going to go 2 years. This is a little earlier, mid-July, and this is mid-July. So you can see it got a little higher, but then that was the start of this. That was a 10% correction right there. 10%. I mean, is that catastrophic? No. It lasted like 3 months. I was a little worried that this would be like that, but this turned out not to be a correction, but only a consolidation. It only lost 5%. Okay. So right now, what am I thinking? I'm thinking that until otherwise, I think this is happening. If it starts to get worse, then we'll look for this over here. It's a little bit longer, a little bit more drawn out. It might move us to a different longer term trend place. Be water, my friends. As of right now, what am I? I'm still bullish. I'm still bullish because it hasn't given me a reason not to be yet. Just like it didn't give me, I was still bullish all of this time. I was less bullish. I was more reserved for a period of time. And then when that period of time ended, I wanted to very quickly become bullish again. And that would lead here. Okay. Okay. Let's get a quiz. How does everyone feel like they're trading? I feel like everything is fine. There's nothing terrible going on here. These conditions are not ideal. You can see we're definitely going to have above average volume, right? We're at 42 million. 44 is average. We know that there's a huge surge in the last 20 minutes. I would imagine we get close to 60 million here. According to that, is down 6% this past week. In the last, just this like week to date, or in the last 5 days. Let's take a quick peek at a heat map. And let's go 1 week. I mean, everything's been beat up. But yes, it seems much more red here in the chips, here and in here. Industrials held on a little better, defensive a little better, financial a little better. Let's go 1 month. Now, if you go back a month, you can kind of see it's funny because even after it's dropping, Tesla's still up 20% on the month, even with it giving back. United Health is pretty strong. Apple's okay. Okay. All right. Quiz. Oh, it just gets worse. Okay, you guys. Let's get a quiz going here. I'm going to start at the bottom. C's. I'm going to go across here. B's. It looks little, but I bet it's bigger than you think. Whoops. That should be an A. Okay. What are the numbers? 543.30. 543.30 by 542. So it's $1.30 wide for B's. 542.30. That's this upper level, and above is B. And below is C. Fred is a D. He's like it's dropping like a streamlined anvil. A friend of mine used to say that. I'd be like, why does the anvil need to be streamlined, do you think? Does it get a lot of wind resistance? Maybe a little. I'm going to go B. I'm with LK. I'm going to go B. It's going to pop. A late session pop. Bing, pop back up. Anyone else? Oh, it's so light. Come on, everybody. Give me your answers. Okay. Let's get out of here. Now, here's the thing. I don't feel like the watch list is in that bad of shape. So I'm not too panicked here. Still sitting on the 50. Let's see. AAPL. I like it still. AMD. No. Right? At this point for me, these are now consolidative. I now need this to break up, come back. If I don't get that pattern, it's nothing for me. You can see that same situation, right? You could argue that it was right there, right? You could actually say, if you were real time, you might have drawn your lines like this and said up, down, there's the higher low. Now it only gave one good trade and then it just sort of fell apart. I don't know. It's not great. I actually think I'm going to stop watching this one. It doesn't move well. I don't know. Maybe I'll still watch it, but I would wait for it to break out for sure. Amazon is down. AVGO. I said I didn't like this rebound. That wasn't for me. And you can see it fell apart very quickly. I actually don't love AVGO at this point. It really is, when the chips start to rebound, maybe we'll search again, but off the list for me. Boeing I watch, but don't really trade. Bank of America looks great. Looks fantastic. I'm curious how Stella sees. Yeah, Stella likes it fine. So financials, good. BLDR, not yet, but it kind of gave a false signal there. I'm thinking about it. Citi, not yet, but close. Caterpillar, I like Caterpillar. We talk about that pattern. Here's the breakout. Boom. Higher high. I just need that higher. Whoa, geez, my mouse is going crazy. I just need that to hold up. And that looks pretty good. CCL. I like it, but not yet. I like it, but too close to earnings. This is Colgate Palmolive. Chipotle, right? Do you see it? You kind of get forced to see it, right? Where you're like, yeah, there's that consolidation line. I wouldn't do anything with this. When I see it with that line right there, I flag it. This stock is persona non grata. We are not to do business with this stock until it makes amends. It has to boast up, take out some old levels, come down, higher low. Yeah, when that happens, you can see last time it went from 45 to 70. 45 to 70. It's a 60% move in 6 months. That's fantastic. I would love to trade that if it does it again. So maybe this time we get to 80. Great. Fantastic. I'm in. All right. And apparently my son eats there once a week. So yeah, I'm still supporting CMG. COP. I'm thinking about the oil trade again. Any thoughts? I'm thinking maybe, and maybe not COP, maybe XOP. Maybe XOP. Let me show you why. You can see a very similar chart. I just don't have earnings. This is an ETF. Oh, we're thinking about it. Costco. Yeah, Costco might have sucked you in. I didn't take it, but I was thinking about it for sure. CSX. That's another one. It had a breakout, moved higher, now pulling back a little bit. What are some other railroads? BNSF, is that still a thing? No. Who took over Burlington, Northern, Santa Fe? What are some other railroads? Why can't I think of any? I'm going to go to my phone and ask ChatGPT. Railroad stocks. Oh, Bob, you're never too late. Too depressed. Okay, Union Pacific. Oh, that's much better, but it has earnings. Oh, I love that. That looked great. Who else? Norfolk Southern, NSC. Did Norfolk Southern used to be Burlington North Santa Fe? I don't know how they all work. The railroads look good. They're all just on the cusp of earnings all at the same time. CNI, Canadian National Railway. Oh, the Canadians did not do well on their earnings. Gap down, but rallied up. Interesting. Is that a preview? Carvana, retail, which is in consumer discretionary. Again, you're getting close to earnings. There's a big window. Late July, early August. You've got to be aware of that. So pay attention there. Bob is moving from an 8-ball to a Ouija board. Sometimes dark magic is necessary. The market gods respect nothing and no one. So you may need a little dark magic, They don't play by the rules. They don't adhere to the cosmic order all the time. So why should we? Diamonds. No, but looks fine. Ford looks great. Reporting earnings. We'll see how they do. I think it's aftermarket. Yeah, it is. Fastenal. That looks fantastic. I'll trade that. I want to see a Stella like some of these industrials. Fastenal, good to see you, buddy. You handsome devil. I forgot what stock I was looking for. Fastenal. Yeah, Stella likes it too. She's feeling the love in the industrials, right? LMT, Lockheed. That's an industrial, more defensive, like defense, not defensive like a defensive stock, but actual defense oriented. LMT. Come on, let me type it in. Come on now. LMT. Ooh, LMT did quite well on their earnings. Getting a bump from that for sure. For sure. FCX, no. GBTC. Interesting to watch, but not to trade. No. Gold. Gold looks okay. Whereas are definitely profitable, aren't they? GM, their earnings haven't gone well so far. We'll see what happens. Google, down. Home Depot, down but not out. If that 50 holds, I'd still think about it. IWM is a little bit wobbly, as is KB Homes, as is Coca-Cola. Meta is down. MFC down, looking like it's breaking down. I thought that looked like it might try to hold. Not so as of now. RTX tomorrow, bull call spread. Okay. MMM, no. Morgan, I think it's still viable. I think that the most viable setups are in two sectors right now. Sector 1, financials. Sector 2, industrials. I think there are other signals as well that are outside of those. Okay, that would be possibly technology. I like Apple. That would also be possibly consumer discretionary. There's some retail trades that I think look good. RTX tomorrow. Well, let's take a look. Oh, we did look at RTX, didn't we? No, we didn't. We looked at LMT. RTX. Bull call spread. Okay. Looking to see if they're going to catch something similar. You got a high vol, but a bull call should capitalize from that. If the volatility comes back down. Yeah. Okay. Nickel spreads, good options. I like it. Yeah, I like it. Okay, where were we? We were at NFC, MMM. Not really. Morgan Stanley, we like that. Look good, right? It does not look good. Micron, I don't like chips right now. Netflix, iffy. Nvidia, I don't know. I just can't see myself doing a chip trade right now. Palantir, if it can stabilize, I could do that. Yeah. Okay. QQQ. That is a concern, Fred. I would have to say at this point, I would put this as a consolidation. It would be hard to want to pick the bottom of this at this point, right? I would want to see it go through some kind of a consolidative pattern, for sure. How about THC? Well, let's go take a look. Yeah, I think we have to be patient with the NASDAQ. THC, Tenet Healthcare. I mean, it looks good, but it looks too late. The earnings came out today. Before market, it gapped up on those earnings. It ran up and fell back down, and it's like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like at this point, we need to be patient with something like this. SPY. Oh, it just keeps dropping. Right? It just keeps on dropping. TJX. I mean, it's still viable, but not right now. We got to still wait. Look at the volume. There's not a ton of volume here. It's the same place it was. We're just still waiting. I'm fine with that. TSM, more chips, more downward consolidation. The dollar still looks okay. The VIX looks nasty. It looks nasty. Walmart. Yeah, Walmart is it's on a bit of a pullback, but I think Walmart actually looks quite strong here, you know. I don't think there's any issues with it whatsoever. Okay. Let's look at the sectors real fast. Here's the materials. Looks like they're kind of pulling back a little bit. Communication services, not looking good right now. Energy looks viable. If you didn't want to trade XOP or COP, you have the ability to trade XLE as an ETF, right? So as an ETF, XLE is a very strong, good liquidity. just made a higher high. Now it's making a higher low. Yeah, I think it's very viable right there. XLF, it's pulling back, but it's still interesting, as is XLI. I would say energy or oil, financials, industrials. XLK, there's nothing for us. Nothing in technology right now. Nothing in communication services right now. Consumer staples, yes, I think it's interesting. Utilities, iffy. Healthcare, iffy. Yeah, that's where we're at. Finviz shows utilities and health up today. Yeah, utilities and health. Health's the highest today for sure. Yeah. You are not wrong about that. Okay, let's go back. And daylight today, we know we're not going to trade. We'll just end up wrapping up a little early. So if you have a stock you want to look at, throw it at me. But I feel like, whatever you're going to do, it's going to have to be patient, because this thing tried right here and then just sold right back off. So Fred with his D, Fred wins today's gold medal. The rest of us, anyone else have that? I think there was very few answers today because it's light on numbers. There's not much we can do with this market. Be patient. Don't make a mistake. I'm still looking for some opportunities to develop. So that's certainly on my radar. Teva looks good. XLV. Yeah, you're right. Pharmaceuticals anything in the healthcare right now. I don't trade a lot of healthcare. Actually, Teva today, let's see. I'm iffy on Teva. I would say there's probably better. Looks like a replay of VIX up to 20. I agree. There's probably better pharmaceuticals. If we looked around, there's Merck. No. Johnson & Johnson. Yeah, Johnson & Johnson showing a little bit of a surge. Yeah. All right. Well, I'll be back on Friday. So we'll see if the GDP data or the inflation data helps the market stabilize. Don't panic. I still think there's no reason to expect this is going to be any worse than the 5% drop we had in April. Just like Bob said about the replay of the VIX up to 20. All right. So I will see you guys Friday morning pre-market. We'll have a chat. We'll see how things look. Yeah, I'm not expecting too much activity between now and then, but I'm always ready if the market dictates. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. I will see you Friday morning. And as always, happy trading.